The Week 10 injury report for the Pittsburgh Steelers is here, and Minkah Fitzpatrick looks like he is going to be out. Both him and Montravius Adams, the nose tackle, have been deemed out. Today, we're going to be going over the entire Steelers injury report, what that means for this week, and then also the Green Bay Packers Week 10 injury report as well. We will break down. So just a second here, I'm going to be breaking that down. I'm right now at my apartment here. I'm not in the studio today. It's on my day off. But guess what, guys? Even if it's my day off, even if I'm off work, I am going to get you guys a Steelers video out every single day. I'm dedicated to getting you guys the best damn Steelers coverage that you can get here on YouTube. So join our family of over 35,000 Yinzers today by clicking that subscribe button. All right, now let's get into this week's Steelers injury report, where Montravius Adams, the nose tackle, and then more importantly here, Minkah Fitzpatrick, who we thought could come back this week. Mike Tomlin, the head coach, said that he could potentially come back this week. That's not going to be the case. That would have been a really fast turnaround for Minkah after suffering a pretty darn bad hamstring injury. Of course, you wanted to see Minkah back this week against Green Bay to help us get that win, but just doesn't seem like it's going to happen at this point. He will be out. It will be Keanu Neal and DeMonte KZ getting a lion's share of the snaps here this week in the secondary there for the black and gold. And then also Montravius Adams, nose tackle, one of my favorite players on this entire Steelers roster, an incredible motor. He's not going to be on the field this week. It'll most likely be Keanu Benton getting most of the nose tackle reps this week, which I'm excited to see. Keanu has been really, really good for the Pittsburgh Steelers so far this year. So to see the kid get another great opportunity to get a lot of snaps there right in the middle of the defense and be a true run stuffer for this team this week, I think it's going to be a great opportunity for him. So overall, those are going to be the two misses that we're going to have this week. But we did get some good news on the injury report this week for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Number one, Cam Hayward, of course, he's been limited throughout the week, but it seems like that was just cautionary. He's been a limited participant over the last couple of days. He's going to be playing this week. Landon Roberts, a new addition to the injury report this week. A little bit scary there, especially after Cole Holcomb's gruesome knee injury last week versus the Titans. But Roberts is going to be giving it a go here with that knee injury. And then also Nick Herbig, who's been dealing with a calf issue lately. He's also going to be hitting the field. He was a limited participant in practice today as well. So that is the Steelers injury report this week. Coming up here in just a second, I'm going to be breaking down the Green Bay Packers injury report, and they're going to be missing some very key players. I'm going to let you know who those players are and how that affects the Steelers heading into this week's matchup. But first, I want to tell you about today's sponsor at Prize Picks. Go to prizepicks.com/CLNS and use our code CLNS for a deposit match up to $100 today. You guys have heard me talk about Prize Picks here on the channel here when I'm in the studio with the graphics and everything. It is the most addictive sports app that I use right now. I love making money on Prize Picks because I know ball, and if you know ball too, you can make some money on Prize Picks today. Super easy to use app. You just go in there. They got a bunch of different stuff for you guys to choose from. Essentially, there's a bunch of different stat categories: passing yards, receiving yards, rushing yards, touchdowns, all this different stuff that you can do, and it's either more or less. And you can pick 2 to 6 players, and you can win up to 25 times your money. Ever since we've started partnering with Prize Picks, I have made some money because I know ball. If you know ball as well, get started today by going to prizepicks.com/CLNS and use our code CLNS for a deposit match up to $100 today. Now let's break down the Packers injury report, where Christian Watson, wide receiver, dealt with a back issue last week for Green Bay. He was a full participant in practice. He will be playing, so Jordan Love is going to have his number one deep threat on the field. Hopefully Patrick Peterson, Levi Wallace, Joey Porter Jr. Are ready to take that on because Christian Watson can absolutely fly. But then they're also going to be missing some very key starters this week, as Jair Alexander, one of the best press man corners in the National Football League, will be out, or at least most likely out. He's listed as doubtful right now with a shoulder injury. And that's probably going to open things up big time for George Pickens, because if Jair was on the field, my guess is he would have shaded George, and it would have been more of a Deontay Johnson kind of week, similar to what it was last week against the Titans. But now that Jair's not going to be on the field, that's going to open things up here for these wide receivers, particularly for George Pickens. So if you have George Pickens in fantasy, maybe consider putting him in your starting lineup this week. And then also Quay Walker, starting inside linebacker for them. Draft pick a couple years ago, first rounder out of Georgia, will not be on the field for the Packers defense. So, this defense isn't that great already. Now that they're going to be missing two very impact starters for them, I expect Kenny Pickett and the Steelers offense hopefully to, have another nice building block this week. I thought they looked better last week against the Tennessee Titans. Now going into this week, I want to see them continue that growth here, especially on Kenny Pickett's end, because he needs to kick it in gear here for the second half of the season. Now, there is some very interesting and intriguing questionable designations for the Packers as well. Kenny Clark, their nose tackle, is dealing with a shoulder issue. He was a limited participant in practice today. He is going to be questionable to go. And then also lots of injuries on the starting offensive line right now. Josh Nijman, their backup left tackle, David Bakhtiari, their number one guy, he's on IR. No chance of him playing. But their backup, Josh Nijman, he's dealing with a back issue, might not be able to go at this point. If they don't have him, man, going up against Alex Highsmith, I feel bad for whoever that third string left tackle is. Then also, John Runyon, their right guard, he's dealing with a neck issue. He was a limited participant, and he is questionable. And then also their center, Josh Myers, is dealing with a knee issue and was limited as well. So if the Packers are losing 2 or 3 of those questionable designations here, along with Bakhtiari, who has no shot at playing, I mean, this Steelers pass rush is just going to absolutely eat Jordan Love alive this week. I think even if these guys play, the Steelers pass rush is going to be getting to Jordan Love. But if these starting capable players for Green Bay start hitting the bench here, I think things are going to get ugly and ugly fast for the Green Bay Packers offense, particularly because they're on the road this week. So overall, kind of some final thoughts here. It sucks that you don't have Minkah back, but at the same time, I want Minkah to be healthy. I think even without Minkah, the Steelers still have a massive advantage over the Green Bay Packers this week. Of course, you would like to have a fully healthy Minkah out there to help out their efforts to get this W, but I still think that they can get this win here, and then Minkah can spend another week getting healthy for this game, or for these pair of games coming up between the Browns and then the Bengals. Those next 2 weeks are going to be massive for your season if you're the Pittsburgh Steelers. So in my opinion, get Minkah healthy. Perfectly okay with that. And then also Montravius Adams. I love the motor and the energy that he brings. But now we get to see Keanu Benton out there at nose tackle. So definitely going to be interesting to see here what comes on Sunday. Definitely think the Steelers are going to win. Make sure you go check out our preview video that we did on this week's matchup that we did earlier this week to get you guys ready for Sunday's matchup. I will see you guys tomorrow for the Q&A. And then also on Sunday for the live watch party. So make sure you click that subscribe button right now. Join our family and join our watch parties. We have the largest watch parties on Steelers YouTube right now. We're also the fastest growing Steelers channel here on the platform. Thank you to everybody that has subscribed and supported the channel. Really do appreciate you guys. I will see you guys tomorrow and on Sunday. And until then, here we go, Steelers.